Tomorrow, the 12th of April 2026, presents an astrological landscape of staggering power, immense duality, and undeniable consequence. We are standing at the precipice of a cosmic event that demands our absolute, undivided attention and our most strategic, calculated action. On this singular day, the heavens are orchestrating two monumental shifts that will simultaneously dismantle our deepest illusions and lay the solid, unshakable groundwork for profound material prosperity. We must look directly and unflinchingly at the intense, volatile conjunction of Mars and Neptune occurring in the fiery cardinal sign of Aries, while simultaneously embracing the magnificent, grounding, and highly lucrative ingress of Venus into her home sign of Taurus. This is not a day for passive observation, mundane routines, or sleepwalking through the motions of your existence. The energies present on the 12th of April 2026 are meticulously designed to force a radical confrontation with the truth, to catalyze an unavoidable transformation of the self, and to open the floodgates to immense, tangible wealth. To navigate the sheer magnitude of tomorrow, we must dissect the precise mechanics of these celestial movements and apply their profound wisdom directly to our physical, emotional, and financial realities. To fully comprehend the intense crucible of tomorrow, we must first dive deep into the treacherous and revealing waters of the Mars and Neptune conjunction in Aries. Mars is the ancient archetype of the warrior. It is the undeniable planet of raw physical drive, aggression, survival instinct, ambition, and the unfiltered desire to conquer any obstacle in its path. Aries, being the very first sign of the Zodiac, is the natural domicile of Mars, making this planetary placement exceptionally potent, fiery, relentless, and completely unapologetic in its forward momentum. Aries wants to initiate the charge, to lead the battle, and to run into the unknown without a second thought of the consequences. However, exactly at the same degree of the Zodiac on this specific day, this relentless, fiery warrior violently collides with the heavy, mystical presence of Neptune. Neptune is the ruler of the vast, unfathomable ocean of the subconscious mind. It governs the ethereal realm of our deepest dreams, our spiritual yearnings, and our highest intuition. Yet, crucially, Neptune is also the grand architect of illusion, profound deception, escapism, and the thick fog of confusion. When Mars, the fiery initiator, strikes Neptune, the god of the misty seas, in the aggressive territory of Aries, the immediate result is a massive release of blinding spiritual steam. The battlefield of your daily life is suddenly obscured. You cannot rely on your physical eyes or your logical deductions under this heavy influence. This specific conjunction profoundly impacts the human experience by forcing the violent, necessary discovery of the unvarnished truth. Neptune has a profound tendency to cast a thick, comforting veil over our reality, allowing us to view our lives, our careers, and particularly our intimate relationships, not as they objectively are, but as we desperately wish them to be. We construct elaborate, fragile fantasies to protect our hearts. We ignore glaring red flags, we excuse poor behavior, and we turn a blind eye to deep-seated betrayals. On the 12th of April 2026, the relentless fire of Mars aggressively and ruthlessly burns that Neptunian fog away. The universe is forcing your eyes wide open. You can expect sudden, jarring epiphanies and the stark realization of exactly where you have been deceiving yourself. The lifting of this veil will expose incredibly difficult and complex human realities. Tomorrow is a day where hidden motives are suddenly illuminated under the harsh light of the Aries fire. You may be unexpectedly confronted with the sharp, cold sting of a betrayal from someone within your trusted inner circle. More specifically, this transit is notorious for illuminating the deeply complex, unspoken, and often toxic psychological tensions that fester within close domestic structures. The nuanced, historically fraught, and highly delicate dynamics between family members, such as the quiet, passive-aggressive battleground that often exists between a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law, may suddenly erupt into clear, unavoidable view. The polite smiles and dutiful obligations that have served as a mask for underlying resentment will slip, revealing the raw truth of the relationship. While discovering these uncomfortable truths and acknowledging such intimate betrayals can be emotionally destabilizing and deeply painful, it is an absolutely vital process. You cannot build a life of genuine power or authenticity on a foundation of self-deception or hidden domestic warfare. Instead of retreating from these harsh revelations on April 12, you must observe them with a clinical, analytical eye. The unmasking of human frailty, the exposure of these subtle betrayals, and the intricate psychological motivations revealed to you tomorrow provide the ultimate, authentic raw material for completely rewriting your own narrative. If you are a creator or a writer, these moments of profound emotional exposure are a goldmine. Use the pain, the conflict, and the shattering of illusions as the driving thematic force to develop compelling, deeply resonant stories that explore the darker, more complex facets of the human condition. Transforming your lived experience of betrayal and revelation into art or narrative is the highest expression of changing yourself through this transit. You are being asked to become a spiritual warrior. Tomorrow is not a day for mindless, aggressive, frontal assaults against those who have wronged you. You must navigate the fog of April 12 by relying entirely on your deep intuition, practicing immense emotional restraint, and allowing the truth to simply present itself without forcing an immediate, reactive outcome. This profound psychological unmasking is the painful but necessary first step for your radical personal transformation. Simultaneously, as Mars and Neptune aggressively clear the energetic debris and false structures from your mind, the universe offers a magnificent, grounding, and highly lucrative counterbalance. Venus forcefully and triumphantly enters her ruling home sign of Taurus. This represents a monumental shift in the cosmic atmosphere, moving us away from the chaotic, burning, emotional fire of Aries, and grounding us firmly into the stable, fertile, deeply sensual, and wealthy earth of Taurus. Venus is the celestial body that governs our deepest values, our capacity for romantic love, our appreciation for high aesthetics, and, most crucially for tomorrow, our innate, magnetic ability to attract and accumulate physical wealth. When Venus enters Taurus on the 12th of April 2026, she is operating at her absolute maximum strength, dignity, and power. This specific Venusian transit heavily and undeniably impacts the human pursuit of immense wealth, long-term material security, and the stabilization of our physical reality. While the Mars and Neptune conjunction is busy tearing down the illusions of your past, Venus in Taurus is eagerly waiting to hand you the solid blueprints and the high-quality raw materials to build an unshakable empire of abundance for your future. Venus in Taurus does not chase wealth frantically. She attracts it effortlessly through unyielding self-worth, deep patience, and the methodical creation of undeniable, lasting value. The energy tomorrow shifts entirely away from fleeting, risky, adrenaline-fueled endeavors and demands the establishment of solid, long-term financial architectures. This is the supreme transit for manifesting tangible, touchable, undeniable prosperity. The universe is heavily favoring deliberate, strategic action toward financial independence. If your work involves building digital real estate, managing content platforms, or cultivating an online audience, April 12 is a cosmic goldmine of opportunity. The energetic algorithm of the universe tomorrow heavily prioritizes high-quality, enduring, evergreen value over cheap, fleeting trends. This is the exact moment to focus deeply on the structural integrity of your wealth-building system. It is a day to refine your channel management, to implement robust, highly researched SEO strategies that ensure your work is discoverable for years to come, and to focus intensely on the long-term monetization of your creative assets. The universe wants to reward you handsomely for creating content that lasts, things that are beautifully constructed, and systems that provide genuine, ongoing utility to others. Venus in Taurus demands that you build revenue streams that are as stable and deeply rooted as an ancient oak tree. Furthermore, this transit demands that you engage deeply with your physical senses and appreciate the tangible beauty of the material world. It is a day to recognize that material comfort and financial wealth are not shallow pursuits, but absolutely necessary foundations for a peaceful, expansive, and generous life. The slow, methodical grace and the undeniable stability of this Venus transit act as a soothing, luxurious, and highly necessary balm over any emotional wounds exposed by the harsh, truth-seeking fire of the Mars and Neptune conjunction. To actively harness the immense, dualistic, and highly charged energies of the 12th of April 2026, you must heed the specific, urgent messages the universe is broadcasting regarding your vital energy, your physical health, and your capacity to attract and hold immense financial power. Regarding your vital energy and your physical well-being, the message from the Mars and Neptune conjunction is a severe warning against physical burnout and a loud, unavoidable call for aggressive energetic hygiene. Mars rules our physical stamina, our blood, our muscles, and the inflammatory responses of the body, while Neptune rules our highly sensitive immune system, our lymphatic drainage, and our biological vulnerability to environmental toxins. Under the weight of this specific conjunction tomorrow, your physical vessel is highly porous. You are operating as a massive, vulnerable psychic sponge, completely capable of unconsciously absorbing the stress, anxiety, hidden angers, and emotional exhaust of the collective environment around you. Because of this profound sensitivity, your physical energy levels will likely fluctuate wildly and unpredictably on this day. You might experience a sudden, unexplainable surge of adrenaline, only to crash into profound exhaustion moments later. The universe is strictly commanding you not to push your body to its absolute physical limits tomorrow. Avoid grueling, adrenaline-fueled workouts, extreme physical labor, or pushing yourself through the fatigue. You must fiercely protect yourself from loud, chaotic, heavily crowded spaces or environments steeped in negative, heavy emotions. To attract and maintain high vibrational health on April 12, you must prioritize activities that actively soothe the central nervous system and consciously bridge the gap between the physical body and the spiritual mind. Engage in deep, restorative breathing exercises, gentle, intuitive stretching, and ensure you are hydrating excessively with pure water to flush out both physical toxins and the heavy emotional residue left behind by the shattering of illusion. Treat your body as a highly sensitive, sacred, and finely tuned instrument today. Listen deeply to its subtle whispers and minor aches before they have the chance to become overwhelming screams. When it comes to the attraction of money, the expansion of resources, and the cultivation of immense wealth, the message for the 12th of April 2026 is driven entirely by the magnificent power of Venus entering Taurus. The universe is loudly declaring that boundless abundance is your natural birthright. But to access it, you must operate with extreme mental clarity, unwavering self-worth, and a complete rejection of the poverty mindset. You can no longer afford to send vague, hazy, hopeful wishes out into the universe. To truly manifest your material reality today, you must visualize your desires with absolute, granular, and uncompromising precision. Think of your mind as the interface for a highly advanced, incredibly powerful generative system. You must craft the intentions for your future with the exact same meticulous detail, structural logic, and specific vocabulary you would use when writing a highly complex, detailed prompt in English to command an AI to generate a flawless, hyper-realistic image or a stunning, cinematic video. You cannot simply ask for success. You must specify the precise lighting of your success, the exact, tangible texture of your wealth, the specific aesthetic elements of your desired environment, and the undeniable, resonant emotions you will feel when you achieve it. Describe the parameters of your financial freedom to the universe with absolute clarity. The universe acts as the ultimate, flawless generative engine tomorrow, and it requires clear, bold, and highly specific instructions from you to render your reality correctly. Banish all thoughts of scarcity, limitation, or unworthiness. The harsh truth revealed to you by Mars and Neptune today might very well be that your biggest obstacle to true wealth has always been your own subconscious, deeply ingrained belief that you do not deserve it. Burn that specific illusion entirely to the ground. Cultivate a high, resonant vibration of luxurious expectation, and act, speak, and plan as if the massive wealth you desire is already a concrete, unshakable reality. To physically ground these profound astrological energies and ensure tomorrow is a catalyst for permanent change, you must take highly specific, actionable steps on the 12th of April 2026. Action is the bridge between the spiritual potential of the cosmos and the physical reality of your life. Begin your morning by leaning heavily into the Mars and Neptune truth-seeking energy. Dedicate at least 30 minutes of quiet, uninterrupted time to severe, unflinching self-reflection and journaling. Ask yourself the deeply uncomfortable questions. Where are you actively tolerating deception or mediocrity in your life? What relationships, familial obligations, or professional environments are slowly but surely draining your vital energy and stifling your authentic voice? Write down the absolute truth of your situation without a single ounce of judgment or self-censorship. Acknowledge the reality of your life, and mentally prepare the internal fortitude required to sever ties with any dynamic built on a foundation of illusion or hidden resentment. In the afternoon, you must shift your entire energetic focus away from the emotional clearing and toward the Venus in Taurus energy of wealth creation and material stabilization. Take a tangible, physical step towards solidifying your financial architecture. This is the exact perfect day to conduct a deep review of your long-term investments, to officially launch a premium, high-value service or product, to build out the SEO framework for your content library, or to boldly restructure your pricing model to accurately reflect your true, undeniable value in the marketplace. Do not undercharge for your labor, your time, or your immense creativity today. Assert your worth confidently. Finally, as the evening approaches, end your day by engaging deeply and consciously with the physical world. Cook a beautiful, highly nourishing, and aesthetically pleasing meal. Spend time touching the earth, perhaps by tending to plants or taking a slow, mindful walk in nature. Consciously and deliberately ground your chaotic energy back into the stable soil. Disconnect entirely from the chaotic, relentless digital noise of social media, and allow the deeply stabilizing, sensual energy of Taurus to firmly anchor the profound psychological shifts and emotional revelations you experienced throughout this intense day. While the intense cosmic weather of tomorrow affects every single living being on the planet, there are 3 specific zodiac signs that stand at the absolute epicenter of these planetary shifts. For these 3 signs, the 12th of April 2026 is not just another day on the calendar. It is a monumental, unavoidable turning point that will permanently alter the trajectory of their lives, demanding their full awareness and participation. The first and most dramatically, intensely impacted sign is undeniably Aries. With the volatile, fiery conjunction of Mars, your ruling planet, and the illusion-dissolving Neptune taking place directly within your own sign, you are the absolute focal point of tomorrow's intense spiritual pressure and truth-seeking fire, Aries. You are currently undergoing a massive, unavoidable identity crisis, which will rapidly be followed by a glorious, powerful rebirth. You are naturally wired to take fast, direct, and aggressively physical action to solve your problems. However, tomorrow, Neptune blankets your usual path in a thick, disorienting, and mystical fog. The universe is actively forcing you to drop your physical weapons, to stop charging blindly forward into the fray, and to fight this current battle using your deep inner intuition and your emotional intelligence. The illusions you have held about who you are supposed to be, the false armor you wear to protect your vulnerabilities, and the inauthentic goals you have been chasing to please others will be violently and permanently burned away by the fire of your own ruling planet. You will be forced to look at the absolute, naked truth of your soul. This process can be terrifying as you realize you can no longer operate on autopilot or rely on sheer force of will. However, this destruction of your false, ego-driven self is the greatest gift the universe can offer you. You are being cleared out so that you can entirely reinvent yourself from the ground up. Channel this immense, confusing energy into deep, psychological introspection and creative exploration. The unvarnished, raw truth you discover about your authentic desires tomorrow, Aries, will become the indestructible, necessary foundation for the next major, highly successful chapter of your life. The second zodiac sign destined for a massive, life-altering experience on the 12th of April 2026 is Taurus. While Aries is dealing with the heavy, psychological fire and the painful unmasking of Mars and Neptune, you, Taurus, are the direct recipient of the most beautiful, abundant, and luxurious cosmic blessing possible. Venus, your magnificent, wealth-generating ruling planet, officially enters your sign tomorrow. You are finally coming home to your supreme power. This transit marks your cosmic coronation. Tomorrow, the energy of the entire universe shifts entirely in your favor. heavily prioritizing your natural talents for manifesting solid wealth, cultivating breathtaking beauty, and establishing unshakable, long-term security. The universe is actively aligning to bring highly lucrative financial opportunities, luxurious physical experiences, and deep, stabilizing, harmonious romantic connections directly into your physical reality. Your actionable advice for tomorrow, Taurus, is to step fully, confidently, and unapologetically into your immense worth. The truth being revealed to you by the background energy of the day is that you no longer need to struggle, suffer, or hustle endlessly to prove your value to the world. You simply need to exist in your highest vibration of self-love and stable confidence. Launch your most ambitious, long-term financial projects today. Demand the high compensation you truly deserve for your skills, and allow yourself to gracefully, openly receive the immense, overflowing blessings that the universe is incredibly eager to bestow upon you. You are the absolute, undeniable magnet for prosperity tomorrow. The third sign that will experience a profound foundational shift on the 12th of April 2026 is Pisces. Neptune is your modern planetary ruler, and because it is being forcefully activated, struck, and agitated by the aggressive, fiery energy of Mars tomorrow, your entire energetic and nervous system will be vibrating at an unprecedented, almost superhuman frequency. Pisces, your natural empathy, your boundless compassion, your psychic intuition, and your innate ability to read the unseen emotional currents of the world will be amplified to staggering, potentially overwhelming levels. You will be able to see through the masks, the polite smiles, and the false narratives of everyone around you with terrifying, absolute clarity. The hidden motives, the unspoken truths, and the subtle toxic deceptions within your relationships, especially those complex family or domestic dynamics, will be glaringly, painfully obvious to you. The immense challenge, and simultaneously the profound opportunity, for you tomorrow lies entirely in the presence of Mars. Mars injects your naturally gentle, forgiving, and boundless nature with a sudden, urgent, and fiery demand for self-preservation and fierce assertiveness. You can no longer just quietly observe the truth from the sidelines and passively absorb the pain or the toxicity of others. You are being forcefully called by the cosmos to take decisive action upon the truths you clearly see. If you recognize tomorrow that your immense compassion is being drained by energetic vampires, or if a relationship is built on foundational lies and hidden resentments, Mars gives you the unapologetic, warrior-like energy to establish fierce, impenetrable boundaries of steel. You are being asked to become a fierce protector of your own sacred energy and your own peace of mind. Trust your overwhelming, undeniable visions tomorrow, Pisces, and use the cleansing fire of Mars to ruthlessly cut away anything or anyone that no longer serves your highest spiritual evolution and your ultimate well-being. In conclusion, the 12th of April 2026 is a day of staggering cosmic power, profound duality, and absolute necessity. It is a day where the spiritual warrior is awakened through the painful but liberating shattering of deep illusions, and where the master builder is fully empowered to manifest unshakable earthly wealth. This day demands our absolute honesty, our strategic patience, our meticulous planning, and our unwavering, fierce belief in our own inherent value. By consciously engaging with the intense, truth-seeking fire of Mars and Neptune to clear away the deception in our lives, and by gracefully, confidently accepting the stabilizing, prosperous abundance offered by Venus in Taurus, we can utilize the immense planetary alignments of tomorrow to fundamentally and permanently elevate the entire trajectory of our human experience. Step into tomorrow with your eyes wide open, your intentions crystal clear, your boundaries firmly set, and your spirit absolutely ready to transform your reality into a masterpiece of truth and wealth.